First Baptist students, thank you so much for tuning in to today's Bible reading for today. It's going to be in Matthew chapter 2. So if you have a Bible, go grab that, power up the device, do whatever you need to do, but go ahead and make sure you are able to see the passage as I read it for us this morning. Well, I wanted to share with you really quick in our stories on Instagram, as well as on the church website, you can get a downloadable PDF or bookmark of the 7 arrows. And I would encourage you today to take a moment to use the 7 arrows during this passage to where you can dive deeper into the text and ask God to speak to you directly as you personally spend time in the text. Well, what I want to do is just take a moment and read this passage and just share one thing with you briefly. This is a passage in Matthew chapter 2 that's usually read around Christmas time. But it is very applicable to us, even if we are not during the Christmas season. So if you will, Matthew chapter 2, verse 1, here we go. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of King Herod, wise men from the east arrived in Jerusalem, saying, "Where is he who is born King of Jews? For we saw a star at its rising and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard of this, he was deeply disturbed, and all of Jerusalem was with him. So he assembled all the chief priests and scribes of the people, and he asked them, "Where should the Christ be born?" "In Bethlehem of Judea," they told him, "because this is what is written by the prophets. And you, Bethlehem, is the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, because out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people of Israel." Then Herod secretly summoned the wise men and asked them to stay at the exact time the star appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. When you find him, report back to me so that I can too go and worship him." After hearing the king, they went on their way, and there it was, the star it had seen rising again. It led them until it came to a stop at the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overwhelmed with joy. Entering that house, they saw the child with Mary, its mother, and falling on their knees, they worshipped him. They opened their treasures and presented him with gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And being warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their own country by another route. After they were gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, "Get up, take the child and his mother, flee to Egypt, and stay there until I tell you. For Herod is about to search for the child to kill." So he got up, took the child and his mother during the night, and escaped to Egypt. He stayed there until Herod's death, so that what was spoken by the Lord through the prophet might be fulfilled. "Out of Egypt I call my son." Then Herod, when he realized that he had been overwritten by the wise men, flew into a rage. He gave orders to massacre all the boys around Bethlehem who were 2 years and under, in keeping with the time that he learned from the wise men. Then what was spoken through Jeremiah the prophet was fulfilled. "A voice is heard in Ramah, weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her child, and she refused to be consoled because there is no more." After Herod died, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph again in Egypt, saying, "Get up, take the child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, because those who intended to kill the child are dead." So he got up, took the child and his mother, and entered into the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was ruling over Judea in the place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. And being warned in a dream, he withdrew to a region of Galilee. Then went and settled in a town called Nazareth to fulfill what was spoken through the prophets, and that he would be called a Nazarene. This is so incredible, just the things that happen to fulfill the Old Testament prophecy about the coming Christ of Jesus. But one thing, as I've studied this passage before, these wise men were most likely astrologers, people that studied the stars, that kind of scientific people. And I just find it so amazing that the Lord spoke to the astrologers through something that they were familiar with. Think about it. God could have used anything to lead them to the person, but to Jesus. But what he did was he met them exactly where they were at, showed them a thing that they were familiar with, and led them to the Christ. So think about that, how in your life, there are things that you were gifted in. There's things that you were doing every single day that God is trying and wanting to use for his glory and for his kingdom. And so what is it? Whether you play sports or you're a really smart and you're an academic guru, like you're just great at that, or you have other skills, art, design, music, whatever that is. What is God trying to use that you are good at, that you have studied, that is your craft? What is he trying to use to speak to you and to lead you closer to him? Thank you so much, students, for tuning in, and I hope you take a moment to use the 7 arrows to dive deeper into this passage. I hope you have a great day. See you next time.